After the World Finals, these guys performed phenomenally in the World Finals, and then come a few months later, they look kind of rusty heading into the, once again, in the NA East arena. So I'm hoping that these guys are not rusty, and I don't think that they are, because we've seen how they've done the online tournaments for Snapdragon, and of course the fan prediction 93% to 7%. I'll call it the fan prediction because I really think that's a lot of what it is. There's some stiff competition awaiting them on the other side.
Yeah, for sure. And don't forget, if you want to make your name known, please head over to event.brawlstars.com. You can go ahead and shift those votes, and of course earn free stuff. But everybody's there to shift those votes, right? Not the unique sprays and pins, right? Pick some bands here. There you go. Double Mr. P band and a Buzz band. The double Mr. P band, not a surprise here. You said NA at work?
Yeah, I mean, this is sort of the NA meta at the moment. A lot of people in the North American region saying, yeah, it's about the Mr. P. And then only a couple weeks ago did we, or maybe even just 1 week ago, did we start to see people in EMEA saying, like, okay, you know what, Mr. P, he's just that good. He's good at denying some of the more valuable brawlers in the current meta. Stu is absolutely one of them, considering that, yeah, he has that single target shot, and he needs to be able to fire it off repeatedly. Mr. P seriously throws some wrenches in those plans. So I expect to see a lot of Mr. P bans today, and when he's not banned, I would expect a pick, unless it's a mode like maybe Bounty or maybe like Knockout, where it's tough for him to go toe-to-toe with the other long-range brawlers that outrange.
Tribe selects the Shelly and the Lola here. Pretty used to seeing Lola being played by a Tribe Gaming. Extremely high DPS character. You can get creative on her. A lot of times we just see just raw damage coming out, which I like. I'm down for it. And so a lot of DPS on the side of Tribe Gaming. I'm curious to see if we'll see some control on the other side, but Maisie gets selected here for Motomamis. One of the, not the first time we've seen her, but I think one of the first times we've seen her. An interesting projectile is what I'll say.
Yeah, and an uncommon selection as well. Just in rates, not the most popular, but Motomami's coming in with this pick, I think, does accentuate some sort of confidence from the guys, because this is against their tradition. They're also going to go for Hank, so the two newest brawlers in the game are their selections. And while this wouldn't be super shocking in previous months, I will say that Hank and Maisie are feeling relatively balanced right now. Hank's still a little bit strong, but now with these two brawlers on their side, they're looking to do something very new, maybe something that Tribe Gaming aren't expecting. And if this is a strategy that Motomamis are engaging with, I'm here for it. This is a tried, tested, and choose strategy specifically against Tribe, where they can sometimes be a little bit behind on the draft. They always have the mechanics on point, and they are region leaders. Maybe in the larger NA arena, some of the most mechanically gifted players. In terms of drafts, though, that's where they usually fall short.
I mean, this is what this is like my quintessential, you could, you know, write it in ink, so to speak, about Tribe Gaming, is that they are going to play the meta just probably better than you, right? But how do you become the absolute number one? You got to find an answer to that meta. And other teams semi-frequently do find an answer to Tribe's perfection of the meta, so to speak. I actually like this Dynamite pick, and I think it is relatively normal, so to speak, given what the competition needs, etc. Just a lot of damage on the side of Tribe, whereas the Hank is going to add some area control and really denial. See that damage being dished out to Eslivy, able to go through the wall and pop the player on the left-hand side. Problem is, Zulon finds the damage after the fact as well. And so it's none to none. No scoring opportunity there.
I was all for Eslivy on that Dynamite on the left lane, and I still would be, but he's going to be switching over to the right side, maybe denying Zeus. Got to be careful to play around some of these unbreakables, since Zeus can bust through some of these breakable walls, still kind of inching forward on the right side. Zulon has to stick close by to opposite.
Look at this!
Killer going for the big kill. Now a 2v3 ensues. Almost a scoring opportunity there as Leafy tried to
what do you do?
Use it. Zeus almost able to get that ball. Killer picks it up and walks it right between Zulon's legs. That's goal number 1 for Motomamis.
That's what I envisioned happening when I saw the Hank selection.
Yeah.
Just, what do? You just have him blowing a bubble right in the middle, and you're destined to take more than half your HP here. The answer is kill everyone else. Tyrant scores from the 25-yard line pretty much. because everyone but Killer was dead.
That's a combo. It's pretty deadly when you have Shelly on your side. You have the super to combine and break open that wall with good timing. Stun everyone, too. They really can't get in your way unless they have that spawn shield. Is Livy also taking a lot of damage around the left side? Killer is in for a fun time. Easy kills onto as Livy now gets to kind of walk things forward. Also play around these unbreakables versus Tyrant, who's pinched right in the middle. He's voluntarily doing so and even manages to walk away with his super as he now receives a pass on the left side. And if his teammates can get him in a good position, he will be able to combine this with his super and get yet another pretty easy goal.
And Tyrant already brought down to half. Luffy with good shots here. And Killer on the right-hand side this time around. Zeus on the stew trying to deal with Tyrants. Wow! Shot from
these guys. Good use of breaking open the walls. Let the wall break strat from both as Livy and Tyrant. It avails them a lot of possibilities for how to score these goals. And for Motomamis, they actually do have some good ideas over here. Zeus can break open walls. Luffy can get that knockback. Killer is actually kind of bullying his Livy on the left side. There's the kill. But it's just a trade as Zulan gets a similar takedown. Tyrant on the right side tried to farm up his super after popping that earlier one, maybe to get himself that goal. Didn't quite work out in his favor, but thankfully Zulan was able to peel a bit of control for him still. Not going to see Tyrant walking away from that one alive and healthy. Killer also falling, but the play is on the right side. Zeus and Luffy just work to maintain control to let Hank respawn.
Well, Hank mid's not going to work, boys. Hank needs to have some sort of obstruction to allow him to do his cheese, pretty much, right? Like, he's not going to have much success if surrounded by nothingness. And so Luffy's here to provide a little bit of surround on the left-hand side while Killer deals with the unbreakable walls and deals damage over them. Luffy trashes forward as Livy held alive by one hair of HP, and Zeus not there to confirm the deal. So because of that, offenders down, defenders win the moment. And the respawn's coming out. About a minute 10 to go. Both teams reset.
Wonderfully played here from Livy in particular because he's landing those satchel charges actually fairly reliably, getting the important stuns on a Killer, getting some important moments for his team as well. Ball on the right side, Killer at risk of falling. Tyrant just trying to stay away from this bubble, and Killer's making great use of the geography of this map to stay safe and sound. Tribe Gaming know that as long as they keep him pinched, though, he won't be able to make any serious plays. Zeus on the left side also might be able to go for something pretty large. He has that super in hand. Tyrant's trying to keep the range. Take down of the ego, Zulan's able to replenish it. Killer still trying to inch things forward on the right side. No goals scored just yet. 30 seconds till they all break down, lest someone score. This could be it. Tribe Gaming now with a 3v3, quickly turning into a 3v2, a 3v1, an easy one down the right. And Tribe Gaming with 20 seconds of the clock lead by 1 goal.
Fantastic job there by Tribe Gaming to find that open in the mid. And now with 14 seconds to go, Motomamis have to make the play right now. Hank on the left-hand side falls down. Zeus here, right side, falls down as well. No chance to survive. Make your time. Tribe Gaming take the game and the set. And we'll see you.
Similar range to, say, Lola. And even though you're not too valuable at close range because your projectile takes some time to speed up, you're still able to compete relatively well at long range. She does some pretty serious damage with max range on her attack. So I understand why Maisie was selected here. It didn't work out. Cool. Next, let's see what they got in store for Ring of Fire.
Well, we got a bunch of friends hanging out in the water, and we got a bunch of people. 49% of folks. We asked you guys earlier. And 49% of you think Tribe is going to win this monthly finals and be the first team in North America East to do just that. Ring of Fire is here, and our picks are bans and are out. No Squeak, no Amber. Very, very important to note. A lot of area denial there. No Penny, just a permanent pick pretty much. And no Tara, who also has been stepping up recently as far as pick rate is concerned due to some recent shifts. And with that said, Big Z locks in Mr. P.
Love to see this guy. He's really frustrating to deal with. A lot of times he counters out some sharpshooters, single target, brawlers, and Also good for blocking off things like pulls and the like. So a lot already said here with this first pick. It's kind of the ideal first pick here for Tribe Gaming. It avails them a lot of different things that Motomamis would not be able to play because it's countered. But already in with the Lu, this is pretty characteristic of Motomami's FA. They'll typically put Luffy on the Lu, but we've seen it switch up from time to time. It's a tested strategy. Really the deal, though, from Tribe Gaming, though, is they're going to have to think about how they're going to outrange Lu, or are they going to pick up something like a Stu that can simply not get hit? There's the bell, and I think that's going to be their approach for playing it.
Lu, Hot Zone, one of my favorite combos. I just think it's correct. And I mean, like, listen, there are answers, there are better brawlers, sure. But you're telling me I can put down a circle the size of the circle I'm supposed to stand on? I'm down, dude. I have lizard brain. That just makes sense to me. And so what they pair with the Lu is of ultimate importance because of how he really, I'm not gonna say he doesn't do anything else, but he is very much super centric. And so the Eve and the Ruffs definitely have to do a lot of the dirty work here. Ruffs can certainly do so. Eve, important on that Ring of Fire. You see those two arrows of water. Eve does not. And so that's a big point for sure. Tribe Gaming, on the other hand, a little bit more straight to the point. We're just going to kill you, okay? And can't disagree with that.
Not at all. I mean, I really think the idea here is like we'll put Tyrant or Zulon on the left or right lane. Maybe have Tyrant start off on that right lane. It'll be a little bit easier for him to fight since he has a lot of bushes to work with. Then penetrate enemy backline, send Tyrant back there. Have Zulon just, you know, kind of ding around, have some fun with the Mr. P. We'll see what ends up working out for Tribe Gaming. But Motomami's FA, they have a tall task on their hands. Killer on the left side, gonna have to face off like Tyrant, sort of what we were predicting. And he's gonna go for the clay pigeons immediately. Try and break open some of these walls that would keep them safe from his Livy. He's already taking names. Down goes Luffy at mid. No super at all. And a whole lot of nest eggs littering the Hanzo.
That's going to be a big deal here for Luffy, is actually getting that super. I said this brawler is super centric, and I stick to it, but you got to get it first and foremost. And then you have to work as a team. Luffy has the super, obviously, falls down. I'm not that concerned. Motomamis need to step up with the respawn and then make the move together. That said, Tyrant in their hair on the left-hand side. Luffy super comes down. Where's the rest of the team? Tribe Gaming's forced off ready set. But Motomamis doesn't step on ready set. Please! Oh.
Well, this is their chance. I mean, Zeus has thrown down the bags now. They're short-lived, but at least it gives some time for Luffy to throw down that aggro super on the middle lane. Tyrant also equipped with the super and the clay pigeons. There's a single log remaining to keep himself safe, but he's already approaching. Killer on the right side. The speed gear combined with Shelly already having very fast speed makes her so deadly once you get into enemy territory. Zeus is also marked up by that mark on the left side. A good kill for Luffy, and a bit frantic too, but he has a super, and they gotta move now. Luffy falls, and this is chalked now. Tribe Gaming, they're gonna be taking game number 1 here in Hot Zone, and the spins and the pins from
Strategy, and we were like, all right, Tribe's just gonna kill you. Correction, Tyrant's just gonna kill you. We have Bell and Mr. P on the point, and then Tyrant's job is to just play offensive defense, sit outside of the point, and shoot whoever comes near. At a certain point, you got to appreciate the simplicity of it.
It is very simple. I mean, it was kind of predictable off the beginning, right? Seeing Tyrant head up that left lane. Now he's approaching the right side. We've seen Motomamis also switch up their sort of lane composition as well. Clay pigeons on the right side. Gonna work out all right for Tyrant. He might be able to finish off that kill. The last shot coming in. Luffy also quite vulnerable. Just in range of Tyrant. A good pinch between himself and his Livy. And Zeus remains alive on the left side, but possibly not for long. He's thrown down those bags to give himself a bit more resiliency, but they don't last long. Not versus Zulon with the splash damage, and not versus his Livy either. He's taking names. Tyrant taken down hatchlings on the back lines, but the remainder of the team, Motomamis, now push onto the point and get their first bit of capture.
Zeus drops down. Well, he drops down. That's all he really does. Killer with the respawn. And the spawner's killed just as quickly as it shows up. Tribe Gaming have the upper hand here. Motomamis, if they're trying to fight their way in here, obviously it's going to come by way of a Lu super. But what else can they do to get in here ready? Because this seems Tribe's all the way home.
Honestly, I think that's basically the only way, is move in, and maybe it could help if they were able to take down the Mr. P turret on the left side, but I just don't see that happening. There's simply not enough time. Tribe Gaming are looking so dominant. Motomamis FA kind of have a two-man push coming in. Tribe Gaming have a third coming back. Tyrant looking to establish some more sponginess at mid, some good dodges as well. The guys can't seem to hit the guy, but now with all of that freezing ice on the arena, lots him a little bit more time. Just 3% remains. Good taps from his Livy. And that's going to be it. Tribe Gaming, they take set number 2.
In game 1. Game 2, we saw a better shot from Motomamis to deny that, but yeah, Tyrant was just like, get past me, I dare you, and nobody double dog dared him, so. Oh well, 2 in the pocket there for Tribe Gaming. Gem Grab coming up next. Crystal Arcade is going to be the spot where we play. Motomamis have a lot of climbing to do. And if they do wind up winning this set, then we'll head out to Shooting Star and play some Bounty. All right, ready. Bitstream, Poco Loco, or the other game? Which one do you want to play the most? Poco Loco is definitely a music game, and I love those games, so I'm all in.
I'll go for the Poco Loco with you. I mean, it seems like a 2-person game, right? Like, yeah. So someone's got to be on the guitar. I don't know what the other instrument might be.
I'm Poco, you're Loco. It all makes sense.
I'll go Loco on the percussion.
Picks and bans here for Crystal Arcade, and we're still not banning Shelly. Got it. Cool. First pick Shelly for Tribe Gaming. That's what we're doing here, folks. Sandy is banned out alongside the Mr. P. And there was one other one that I wanted to note. So Motomamis, all 3 of these kind of like big area guys, Sandy, Ems, and Squeak. That's what I wanted to note. So Motomamis certainly either afraid of that or really want to be careful about mid control is what I'm taking away from those band selections. And so picks, we've got the first pick, Tara, across the way from Shelly and Gus.
I think it's pretty wise that Motomamis have selected these as their bans, especially when you consider across the way that Tribe Gaming, they've gotten rid of Colonel Ruffs. He's so good for breaking open those side lanes, and if you get rid of him, then that allows you to play the M's. It allows you to play the Sandy and the like. The Chester is another one that makes me question things a little bit, but this is on brand for Motomamis. We already saw them go for the Maisie and the Hank. They're bringing some new things to the table. Tribe going with what's tried, tested, and true. So Motomamis, they're employing the kind of like Tribe Gaming killer TM tactic, where you play stuff that is a little unexpected.
Just play stuff you hope they haven't scrimmed against is kind of the idea.
Yeah.
Max is selected here, and while Tribe goes ahead and gives their last selection, Reddy, why don't you give us the breakdown? What does Chester bring? What is he supposed to do in this comp? And why is it going to give Tribe a problem?
Look, I mean, if you ask me, Chester does just about 2 things well. First of all, you have the star power that gives you 4 bells on the last shot. That's number 1. You do a lot of damage with that at close range when you hit all of them. Number 2 is that he has a funny Hihu gadget, or rather super. He can stun you for a good amount of time, but you're really rolling, you're literally rolling the dice, maybe even running the gadget to do that.
Yeah, that's big. I think you run the gadget.
Yeah.
It's really hard to rely on RNG in a competitive environment. If it is relying on RNG, usually the professional approach is to minimize the variance or play around the variance, and I just don't see a way to do that with Chester's kit. So I think you opt in for the must. But a lot of questions for me on the Jester selection. We'll see how it works out. That said, Tara is a top tier brawler at the moment, so we'll see how it all goes. First gem goes the way of Motomamis, and the second. And Max killing Tyrant. Just kidding. Couldn't find him before the heal up. Killer finds that last hit. And so does Luffy. And so just like that, it's 3-1 mid-control to Motomamis.
Very ideal lane matchup for Motomamis right off the bat, and I think they might have gotten a little bit lucky here. You have Tara on that Shelly lane. She's able to block up a lot of those shots with the shades, and Tyrant actually played this really well, but in the end, the team comms from Motomamis were good. Zeus was able to get the pinch in the end. Luffy also not going to be in good close range with Tyrant, so we'll see if Tribe Gaming opt for a lane switch. Killer's going to pop the next round of shades, and here's the stun as well. Tyrant heals up with the Band-Aid, though.
Boom, boom.
It's a good call and a kill on the Killer on the left side. Zeus still manages to clean up, but what's what's more important is that things have been opened up at mid for just a moment longer for Livy to pick up 6 gems. 2 gem lead, though marginal, is huge for Tribe Gaming.
Very, very big, and I think that's a big mark. Something that newer players sometimes get a little lost in is how important an early game lead is, not just in gem grab, but across game modes. And a lot of times we see these strong teams sort of like sit back and watch and then surge forward and find a big jump. And that's what we see Tribe Gaming doing, trailing up until 5th or like the 10th gem, and then grabbing all 6. And right now, it doesn't look like Motomamis have a chance to combat this countdown. And with 10 in the hand for his Libby, him and his balloon just gonna stand still. Game 1.
The Tara that we saw in the left lane versus Shelly. And will we see the lanes laid out differently this time? No. Not at all. Tyrant seems to be comfy on that matchup, and power to him. Let's see how he does it. Zeus already has to abandon ship, taken down by the Clay Pigeons. Right down the right side of that bush. Tyrant with another easy kill on the left. And Tribe Gaming, they are seriously building up momentum here.
Yeah. Just a little bit more aggressive. As it's 5-0 this time around. You know, I like the Hank Mazy nonsense. I don't like the Chester. I think you can kind of outplay yourself a little bit, and I think that's what the free agents wound up doing here. A little bit of a rough time in gem grab, as it is 6-1. 2:41 on the clock. All right, I really just wanted to force a real big fish reference for all 2 people that get it. But we're out here. Already set with a lot of time on the clock. And Tyrant is just owning this front line.
You say a lot of time on the clock. Oh, there's a he-who. They managed to stop Tyrant in his tracks for just a moment, but he's still coming around the backside, trying to take some names. Once again, Zeus might be able to finish off the kill. Tyrant's still alive in their spawn, even with the super to take him down. And rotates towards the top side. Luffy's going to go for it again. No explosion damage there. Killer also falls, and Tribe Gaming now get to run it back. 10 seconds on the clock. 2 guys to kill. Luffy can get some damage in here. Zeus also closes around the right. Don't want to get in close range versus Tyrant, but you don't have a choice now. 2 seconds remain. Tyrant has to fall and gets taken down. The countdown interruption. As Livy might also fall to the poison from Chester's super.
And he
All
does!
Gems are safely on the backside, though. Tyrant won't be able to be as aggressive. He has to defend these gems, rather. Motomamis, they still get a horse in this race. They might be able to steal this one.
You know what? After all that complaining, it's Chester's super that actually causes Motomamis to actually be here.
No.
Another attack. Tyrant has 98 HP, but Zeus can't find it. Yeah, I feel that, brother. So close, but so far. Motomamis, another surge forward. And if they find this kill in 1 second, not gonna happen. Tribe Gaming, another fantastic performance for them in the semifinals. And because of that, we'll see them versus Chazmac in the grand finals.
Man, I wanted to see more happen with the Chester. I was so excited once I started to see some of those supers come out. Even though it is random, if you get the lucky